is my pleasure to welcome you all to what is now the 8th UNM Tech Days. You know, I go back in my mind when this event first was conceived and got started, and I've just watched it evolve and grow over the years. I think we have a record number of attendees for our sessions, and we've really worked hard to cater all of the different sessions that you'll have the opportunity to attend to make sure that we're providing good information, we're sharing, we've tapped the collective community in order to prepare these presentations, including our vendor partners, and I hope that you get a lot out of this Tech Days event. Before we get started, I'd like to share with you that we've managed to keep this event at no cost to our UNM participants, to our participants from the city of Albuquerque, from other institutions in the state, anyone who's interested in being a part of this, we've managed to keep it at no cost. And the way that we're able to do that is through our partnerships with some very important vendors. And so I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our premier annual sponsors, Dell and Nusenda Credit Union. They participate with us by providing sponsorship to all of the community events that we do throughout the year. And in a minute, I'm going to invite Dell to come up and say a few words. The next group that I'd like to recognize is our official event sponsors. A&M, Aruba, Information Builders, Adobe, Peak Resources, NEC, and Splunk. They made a huge investment to be here. They've got tables out there. They are here to help sponsor this activity, so let's give them a round of applause as well. We have a number of other important partnerships that enable us to do this, and I'd also like to recognize AMD, WIPA, Kaltura, Amazon Web Services, NetApp, and MediaSite for partnering with us for these activities. At this point in time, I'd like to invite a few folks up just to say a couple of words. And first, with A&M, I'd like to invite Adam Chavez. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for just a few minutes of your time to say a few words. My name's Adam Chavez. I'm with Advanced Network Management, otherwise known as A&M. We're very happy to be here with you all today. A&M is a local integrator here in the New Mexico community. As a company, we're born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've expanded some since then. As a company, we focus on the deployment of networking, data center, cloud, cybersecurity, wireless, AV, and just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to be here today. I'm a Lobo alum, so it's nice to be back on campus. So go Lobos. Thanks, everybody.
And now with Dell Premier, I'd like to invite Christine Trujillo up. That's okay. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Christine Trujillo, and I want to thank you on behalf of Dell and my team that will be here today in the other room. We want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to partner with you once again and help you as you work on your initiatives to help educate the people of New Mexico. I take that very, very much to heart as a New Mexican. So I want to thank you very much for that privilege to be a partner with UNM. Also want to let you know that we are going to have a few giveaways, so I'm not sure what the time will be tomorrow, but be sure you drop your registration tickets in because we have some things like some t-shirts, some mugs, and well, who wouldn't like a 34-inch curved monitor? Woohoo. Anybody? Anybody? Okay.
She wouldn't like one over there.
I would like one. Oh my God, I would like one for my desk at home. Well, we are giving away a 34-inch Dell curved monitor as the grand prize. So be sure you put your registration tickets in. Be sure you come talk to us over there. Come take a look at the standards that we have that are on your Premier page now. So come take a look at those and just come say hi to us. Again, thank you very much.
I'd also like to invite John Duran from Aruba Networks. John's a former UNM IT employee, so we're particularly happy to have this partnership here.
Good morning, everybody. John Duran with Aruba Networks, a Hewlett-Packard Enterprise company. We focus on wireless networks, wired, and network security. And it's always great to be back on campus, see a lot of familiar faces, lots of friends. And UNM's been a great partner for us, with us for quite some time now. And hope everybody enjoys the show. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Kent Stanley from NEC is next up.
Well, good morning. I'm Ken Stanley with NEC. We have been a proud partner with UNM going back since 1983. So we are the backbone of infrastructure that supported this university for a long time. We're proud to sponsor and be here with you. I would say that at 10 a.m. this morning, we are going to be in Lobo A. Hopefully you guys know where that is. And we're going to be talking about Internet of Things and biometrics. And then we also have a team with a table that I really encourage you to come. And it's going to take less than 1 minute to enroll in a system. And you'll see firsthand what future technology is going to look like for addressing security, which is a very hot topic in the news today. So proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And with Peak Resources, Garrett Covington.
Hey, good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot. Hey, good morning. My name is Garrett Covington from Peak Resources. So we're proud to sponsor the event today. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoy your breakfast and your sessions today. So Peak Resources is a systems integrator, a reseller. We focus on data center IT equipment. We do a lot of consulting around how those systems integrate into your environment. So a lot of the back-end systems where you're storing your data, running your virtual machines, all of those things run on systems we've helped sell, integrate, and architect. So anyway, thanks again, and enjoy your day today.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up is Kevin McGruin from Information Builders.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Kevin McGruin with Information Builders. I'm in charge of all of our public sector and higher education business for North America. Very proud of the relationship we have with University of New Mexico. We've been a partner, a solution provider for over 10 years of business intelligence and data management solutions for the university. The university currently uses us for financial management analytics as well as student success and academic dashboards, and doing a lot of great work to help the students succeed throughout their careers here at the university. We do a lot of work in universities, from community colleges, four-year schools, university systems, state-level schools, to help them with student retention, enrollment, predictive analytics. Very proud of the work we've done to help our students graduate on time and have successful careers. And we have three sessions that we'll be presenting at today. So for those of you who want to learn more about the web focus environment and learn more about our higher education use cases, please stop into the sessions that we'll be doing. And again, we are very proud to be a partner with UNM and look forward to meeting with you all at the booth. Thank you very much.
And last, from our vendor partners to come up and speak, I'd like to invite Michael Glancy from Splunk.
Thank you very much. Really a pleasure to be a partner with the University of New Mexico. Splunk, I think the best way to explain that is where the name came from, because what does that mean? But if you think of spelunking into a cave and looking for and exploring, that's what Splunk does. So we can aggregate data from disparate systems and bring them all and correlate that data, and it's just magic. So currently, the university is using it from IT, from security and from IT operations, and looking to do some application management. So we're very excited to be a partner with the university. We have a presentation tomorrow about analytics and some use cases around security and enterprise. So looking forward to seeing you. We also have 2 drawings. I don't have a big screen TV or anything like that, but Lobo Red JBL Flip wireless speaker, both days. So make sure you sign up. Thank you very much. Go Lobos.
All right, let's have a big round of applause for all of our vendor partners. How about that breakfast here this morning? Pretty good? A lot of logistics and planning goes into the setup of our annual Tech Days event, and I would like to take a moment to thank the people behind the scenes that make it happen. When I call your name, if you wouldn't mind standing up and waving at everyone. Elaine Rising, Kim Wasetta, Emily Morelli, Tim Johnson, Carlos Herrera, Alexander Rosner, Ola Stromina, all of our student employees, and all of our presenters. Please stand up and be recognized. Last year at Tech Days, I shared this charge with you about rethinking our IT service delivery. We've embarked on a journey here together to improve IT services, to become more of a collaborative partner with our campus community, and to try and do so in a way that we can drive positive change for better service, all in the spirit of do no harm, which is a little bit of a juggling act. As we identify key opportunities, we work diligently across campus to ensure that those new opportunities and that new direction embrace all the positive aspects of the service as they've been delivered in the past, whether it be in a specific unit or at the broad level, and we bring all that together to provide it campus-wide. And we're doing so in a way where we're being very careful not to break services as we go. And so as you can imagine, it's a very delicate process. I want to share with you a little bit about the past. And I think in any public setting, this is the last time I'm going to mention the report that drove our effort. But I think it's important to reflect on where this change came from. There were 2 consultants that were on our campus over a period of 2 years, Kurt Salmon and Associates and TIG. And the report identified that while we had lots of expertise around campus, we weren't working as seamlessly as we could in a unified way to meet the needs. There were a number of recommendations that came out of that report. You're welcome to go read the report. It remains on our website. I've highlighted a number of the recommendations here. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go through each of these individually, but we have created a document where we've tracked our progress in all of these different areas. And I'm happy to report that we're probably about 95% on each of those key requirements or recommendations. Now, one of the things I do want to say is when I was brought into the CIO role, and Brian Pietrowicz was brought into the deputy role, we weren't asked to adopt everything that the report recommended. We were asked to consider them and adapt it to our environment here. And we've taken great creativity and flexibility to make sure it meets the needs of our campus. We've worked extensively across campus to make sure that it was going to work for the end users out there in every pocket of the university. And that's the approach that we've taken and that we are going to continue to take as we move forward with this effort. I would be remiss if I didn't remind all of you the pivotal role of our IT officers. These are generally managers in colleges, schools, administrative units across our campus community that we brought together to become part of the solution. This wasn't a centralization effort where we just moved all the IT folks into one unit and business as usual. This was an opportunity to rethink what the new UNM IT service delivery model would look like and how to bring all the key players to be a part of that. We've expanded our IT officer organization, And we are now covering, when you look at the IT officers, the guest IT officers, and the liaisons that we have across the University of New Mexico, that's main campus and all the branches, we have representation at the table in our twice-a-week meeting and other activities that we do to implement the effectiveness and efficiency efforts. We have representation that covers 95% of our faculty, staff, and students on campus. Having that voice at the table, having those individuals there to help with our improved services has been key to our success. Last year, we knighted all of our IT officers, not as part of the round table, but more of an oval table because we got pretty large. And there were a few people that we didn't recognize because they're either new or I simply forgot last time. And so the first one that I'd like to recognize is our Director of Academic Technologies, who's been wearing two hats, Sir Allen, Elisha Allen. I'd like to recognize Greg Gaillard in the back. Wave at everyone, Greg. Greg has moved into our Associate Director of Campus Outreach and Engagement. He came to us from the Anderson School of Management, which Sean Smock is our new IT officer for the Anderson School of Management, so I'd like to knight Sir Smock. Sridevi Kumaravalu, did I say that correctly? Close enough. Sridevi was a project manager working in UNM IT, and when Sue Van Cleve retired last spring, Sridevi applied for and stepped into the role of IT officer for institutional support services facilities, and we'd like to recognize and knight her. We have two more guests, Rudy Martinez and Frank Mercer, that are now at the table representing the School of Engineering. If either of them are here, I'd like to recognize them. And I'd like to thank all of the IT officers and their teams for continuing to work with us. The power of the team. None of this would be possible without all of IT coming together, taking on new challenges, working on new problems together, working across lines in a way that we've never worked before because we're all part of one team. And I want to take a moment to recognize all the individuals that are a part of that. So whether you work in any of the specific networks team, stand up. Networks team. Platforms, everyone under the platforms team, please stand. Customer support. Workstation management. Applications. If you're on one of the IT officer teams, please stand. Administrative group within IT, business operations within IT, academic technologies, I'm looking around because I can't read my notes and I can't see the slide, so who am I missing? Security, information security, thank you. Security is always in the background, keeping us safe. Anyone else? Big round of applause for the whole UNM IT team. Thank you. Please have a seat. All right, so in the interest of time, I am going to have to go rather quickly because I do want to make sure I get you to your sessions on time. And so the late start is going to hurt me, but I think it's really important that we recognize all the individuals who continue to make this happen. So as I walk through this, one of the key elements in the work that we are doing, and I think I went too far in my notes, is our advisory boards and our governance. And so we could not be doing this without the commitment of our faculty leadership and our staff leadership and our research leadership coming to the table on a monthly basis and working with us on our priorities, on our transparency, and on our overall direction in order to meet the missions of each of those areas. And so I'd just like to take a quick second to recognize our administrative, our research, and our academic advisory boards and the work that they are doing. And specifically, I'd like to thank Julie Coonrod, who for a period of time served as our chair of our academic advisory board. Now Mark Pisani, who is now serving as that chair. Chris Vallejos, who is serving as the chair of our administrative advisory board. And Patrick Bridges, who is in his second term as chair of our research advisory board. If we can give them all a round of applause. One of the things we've been focusing on with our advisory boards is visibility and transparency and prioritization. And I've just been given the quick note that I have very limited time, so watch me roll fast. Okay, I'd like to thank the applications team led by Alicia Torres for creating a My IT dashboard that we are using to share the initiatives, to prioritize initiatives, and to do the intake on the initiatives that each of our advisory boards are looking at. How's that for fast? We couldn't do any of this without communicating better. Is UNM IT communicating better to campus? I was expecting a rousing roll of thunder. We're working on it, and I think we've made some huge improvements. Specifically, how many of you knew in advance about the data center preventative maintenance? Show of hands. Great case in point at the proactive communication that is covering all of campus. We leveraged multiple mechanisms in order to deliver that communication to you so that there would be no surprises. I'd like to thank Lori Tafoya, Will Monet from Physical Plant, and all of the teams across campus that were a huge part of that preventative maintenance that had to be done. And I'd also like to acknowledge that it was done in a way with minimal disruption to services. We were very successful in getting a backup generator active, and we were able to keep the majority of our services up. So big round of applause for that group. If you're not following us in social media, get a copy of this slide deck. Make sure you follow us. I think I'm up to about 60 followers on my Twitter account. We'll let Elaine talk about that shortly, the official hashtag. But what I'd like to say is if you would do me the favor of following me on Twitter, I promise to not overwhelm you, but I really want to get up past 60. Okay. All right, some of the key initiatives in rapid succession: customer satisfaction based on the surveys after we close out an incident or a service request. We're at 95% satisfaction. That's a huge, huge improvement. That's largely based on our first contact resolution effort, where we are at 83% of calls to the service desk are handled and addressed immediately. We achieved that by targeting on the highest volume of activity requests that were coming in and making sure that our frontline staff were trained and able to help you. To date, we have identified substantial, over $1 million in one-time savings directly resulting from our efforts, and there's huge potential for recurring savings that we continue to explore. So what does the future hold for us? Let's start with our vision, that strategic partnership for UNM, for each of our key mission areas so that we can add value. How are we achieving that? We started off with an effort called the End User Operating Environment, and Greg coined a phrase that I really like. It's the End User Operating Experience. Our long-term goal, and make no mistake, we are not there yet, but our long-term goal is to make it as seamless as possible for our faculty, staff, and students to work with technology. If your computer breaks, we want to be able to replace it immediately. You no longer care what happened to the old computer. All your files, all your applications are available for you. We're charging ahead. We want to make sure that everyone has a current workstation, and we're working with our funding committee to come up with a mechanism to make that happen. Automation of support. We are making substantial progress by using automated workstation management tools for both Windows and Mac. We're barely putting a dent right now into the number of workstations around campus, but we're going to continue to see improvements in that area. We've heard loud and clear that help isn't easy to use. We're working on that, and I'd like to thank our partners over at the College of Arts and Sciences, in particular English and Sociology, who are going to work with us to create a simplified portal to handle these requests. That Help UNM portal redesign is going to be rolled out to a small group, hopefully over the summer and the fall. We're going to get feedback before we roll it out campus-wide. I'd like to thank Elisha Allen and university libraries working together to bring in WIPA for managed print services, where we're going to have consistent pricing at many of our locations, convenient, easy-to-use print services. We are continuing to work on classroom modernization across campus. There's a huge investment. We're using every penny we can find to contribute towards that. Salary savings, savings from other areas, so that we can improve the delivery of technology to our students. We've got a number of capital projects underway. A big one that I want to highlight for you is, for the first time, UNM IT, in partnership with the Provost's office, in partnership with the Chief of Police, has the #1 priority for a legislative capital request this year. And we hope to get that funding to improve wireless, to improve classroom modernization, to improve campus safety. We just closed out a computer RFP. Thanks to Dell again, they are going to continue to be our preferred vendor partner. They came to the table with significant offerings, including 39% minimum discount on our workstation purchases. By using that tiered model so that we can select the right computers in a standard fashion for our campus, we're going to minimize the cost of maintenance and improve our efficiency in delivering services. I've got just a couple more things to share with you, and then we'll get you out of here. Couple of unexpected improvements that no one in this room budgeted for. As a result of our effectiveness and efficiency efforts, we are lowering the rates for UNM-issued cell phones. The smartphones are still going to be on an exception basis with a preferred approach to drive folks to the reimbursement model, but we're reducing the cost of those phones by 23%. That savings for all of our departments who have already budgeted for it, I strongly urge you to consider investing that in a workstation refresh and renewal program. It's recurring dollars that, leveraged in that fashion, can help us to meet the objective I previously stated to you. The other thing in our voice communications, audio conferencing. We went down a path with a new solution that saves campus 50%. This year, we're demising the old solution, so if you're still hanging on to those old numbers, we ask you to make the move with us. We've proven the new solution to be effective, and it will save you dollars. Computer refresh program. In partnership with Dell, we are allocating a bucket of money that is going to be available for departments that don't have the funds to renew their equipment to submit proposals, where we will use this pool of funds, and it will be designated by area, so that we can help you to ensure that you have equipment renewal. There are some caveats to that, and one is that you take the limited dollars that you did have and you move those into a refresh fund. so that you can help us to solve this challenge going forward. I have no time for questions and comments. I did that intentionally. But I would ask that Brian Petrowitz stand up for a second. Brian, as deputy, is a true partner in all of these activities. I told you the power of the team. Brian and I work very closely together on all of these initiatives. We complement each other very well with the skill sets we bring to the table, and none of this would be possible without Brian and his hard work, so I'd like to thank Brian.